going to be sharing with you what I have went through as a young man when I was 18 years old. 18 years old, throwing a birthday party at my house. A group of girls show up, and one of the girls was the girl that I liked. You see, she said that she was a freshman in college. She had a few drinks. We all had some drinks. Everybody was fine. Everybody was cool. But when the girl left my house, she said bye to everyone. And the kid that did touch her took her back home. So we weren't worried about the case, because truly you have to really prove that there was a... And we knew it wasn't true. There was something else that came with it, and I'm sure you can guess what it was. It was a $50 million lawsuit. When the judge looked into it, and the DA looked into it, and the officers and doctors, they realized that there wasn't, but nothing happened between me and her. Her family was so adamant, so pushy about the $50 million that eventually something took a turn.
This is Control Your Narrative, where we're focused on controlling our narrative. In today's video, we're going to react to TheCurlKing, who did a reaction to Ben Azoulay's response to all the people that were making videos about him for his RAP of a minor. And he was convicted, and he even pled guilty for these actions. But he's going to try to make more stories like he does. Everyone's known, or he's known for making stories like he fought 30 guys at once. He threw his dad into a coffee table. He learned Kung Fu from a Chinese restaurant manager. There are so many other stories that he has, but no one believes him because everything that he does is sounds like a movie, because he watches too many movies. He lists in his videos of all the celebrities he likes, like the Karate Kid or Van Damme. I don't know, a bunch of them. Steven Seagal. You probably can list all of them. The karate or action heroes, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But this video is going to be on his reaction or his response to all those people making videos about him. He's not going to take accountability, but it's funny to watch him try. He's going to have dramatic sounds so he can plug on our heartstrings. But if you like these kind of videos, the reaction kind of videos, then give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe, leave a comment, and you can share these videos. And now, back to the video.
Reflect how annoyed and irritated I am after watching that garbage. Because you guys gotta remember, what is the subject matter? He's defending himself from the accusations that have been brought forth by John Bravo that he is a convicted child molester and rapist. And this entire 27-minute video was nothing but a waste of our time. It didn't change anybody's opinion on this guy. If anything, maybe it made it worse, because instead of owning up to what he did, he made up a completely false narrative that he expected us to be stupid enough to believe. Wow, do you think that lowly of us, or are you just that stupid? I really don't know. But I just want to let y'all know right now that I caught him in an irrefutable lie towards the end of the video that makes it so undeniably clear that he made up this entire story. And I mean that 100%.
In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I have went through as a young man when I was 18 years old. You see, I didn't think it was going to come out this way.
There's a convicted, registered child offender.
Never have I uncovered something as dark, evil as I did when I was doing this.
Stop with the lying, stop with the bullshit, and try to do better.
That I would be so known that somebody would just want to destroy my name.
This is a monstrosity.
Did y'all hear what this guy did?
Wait, his 14-year-old brother? $50 million lawsuit?
Bro, that's
jail
insane.
time, man. Straight up. This is a lawsuit by a young woman stemming from a brutal R and S assault committed against her by defendants Ben Azoulay, Dylan Azoulay, both of them are brothers.
And go back almost 20 years to present to you something that I didn't do.
So what really happened, I'll save you the 27 minutes, is that he actually did it. He made up a fabricated bullshit story trying to pretend that he didn't, and then blame the family and play victim. Yeah, that's what really happened. Yeah, there you go. You got the scoop. No, obviously, we'll actually get into him telling this side of the story that he made up. Of course, keep that in mind, that he made up. And we'll judge accordingly and as fair as we can.
You see, when I shared with friends, or when I shared it with ex-girlfriends, or when I shared it with my wife, the reaction was, things happen. It's life. But look how you grew out of it. Now, the story I'm going to share with you was something that's been sitting on my heart and on my soul for almost 20 years.
Yeah, you got that right. He really went hard on the theatrics. Yeah, he tried to make this like a new Marvel movie with all this cinematography and the action and everything that's been going on. It's kind of crazy, don't you think, that he's actually using this as an opportunity for clout, of all things. And it's only going to get worse from here.
John Bravo was the one that brought all this information out about Ben Azoulay. Now, there's a lot of other content creators making videos about this guy, warning people about this guy, this alleged, or this so-called alpha who calls himself the king or a king. But there are other channels like Bubba, Mud Pit. There are John Bravo, Dubes. I'll list some of the ones I watch. Then there's TheCurlKing. But there are so many people making videos about this guy because these alphas are constantly grifting. Now he's using it to build clout and try to get more famous, or as he says, really famous. Because he says that people are going up to him, crying to him at Disneyland or Disney World. That they're bawling on him or crying or wanting pictures of him. But the sad part is, when you talk to people, they don't even know him. So, I think this is more of his lies. So, he'll continue to lie just because these alphas, that's just what they're good at. Or, well, they're not that good because everyone is calling him out. But we should not be like that. We should not follow these alphas, or we're going to follow them down a wrong path.
Hanging out, drinking some alcohol, and a young girl that went back home to strict parents who supposedly got so upset they sued us for $50 million because their daughter was out. We didn't know her age. She was about less than 2.5 years younger than me. I just turned 18. She was right about to turn 16. Less than 2.5 years younger than me. Imagine yourself being today a 25-year-old man, and you're dating a 22.75-year woman. That was the difference between me and her. But nothing happened between me and her. And that was the devastating thing for me. So when we went back and forth, her family was so adamant, so pushy about the $50 million that eventually something took a turn.
Dog, if you didn't do what you said, Why are you so fixated on this 2.5-year age difference? You want to know why? Because your dumbass probably went to court and tried to argue that. Tried to argue, well, she wasn't really a minor. It's only 2.5 years. There's a big difference between a 15-year-old to an 18-year-old to a 22-year-old to a 25-year-old. Like in this scenario, you're dealing with a minor and an adult, and the other scenario, you're dealing with two adults. That's the problem here. It's a legal issue. And also, a 15-year-old is not nearly as mature as 18-year-olds generally either. No, dog, you are a child molester, no matter how you try to spin it. And the truth is, you're over here trying to say that the cops and the DA and all of them saw that there was no happened here. But of course, there's more, right? The lawsuit, which we'll get to in a moment. But again, the evidence, the overwhelming evidence that we have seen already tells a very, very different story. You better be very, very convincing in this whole $50 million scandal that you're talking about.
I sat in court, and the judge asked, I have a question. Is it about the $50 million, or is it about justice for your daughter? And that was the question that only a very smart judge would ask. And that took a turn.
Fucking objection. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, an attorney or a judge or anything like that. I'm not super legal literate. But one thing I do know is that a civil case, right? The lawsuit here, that's a civil case. In a criminal case, typically aren't addressed at the same time. I think these are two very separate scenarios, one in civil court and one in criminal court, at least as far as my understanding goes. So why would the judge be like, oh yeah, well, they're bringing this completely unrelated case against you, the lawsuit, which isn't criminal, and then we have the right? Why would the judge be bringing these two things together? Did you not do even the tiniest bit of research before you made up this trash story? Like, you're caught red-handed right here. It's so unbelievably pathetic. I almost don't even know what to say. So that's it. Everything else beyond this point, completely worthless, because you just got caught in a very, very blatant, obvious lie. Who do you think you're fooling? I understand that the vast majority of people that support you probably have an IQ equivalent to goldfish water, but the rest of us, we can help it. We can help ourselves.
It's funny how, well, not really funny, it's sad that he's trying to point fingers at the girl, saying that she was coming on to him and his brother and all the guys at the party, just trying to find someone to hook up with. No one believes his lies, because he lies a lot about things. He says that he was kicked out at 17, and at 18 he was on his way to being a millionaire. He been making like 100,000 when he was 18. By 21 or 22, he became a millionaire. But if you look back at other people's videos who did research on him, he was not even a millionaire. Even like 2 years ago, someone said that he was sleeping on another 20-year-old's couch. But he says that he was rich from when he was 21 or 22, and he retired for 10 years before he started coming on to the internet to make videos, which is sad because no one believes his lies. And the TheCurlKing is right. He's saying that the age difference is not a big deal. But he's saying that someone who's 22 and a girl who's 20 or something like that is not a big deal. Just like the 18 and 15 and a half or whatever her age was at that time. Ben Azoulay is trying to play it off like it's not a big deal. It is, because she's a minor. A minor.
I sat in court, and the judge asked, I have a question. Is it about the $50 million, or is it about justice for your daughter? And that was the question that only a very smart judge would ask. And that took a turn.
Fucking objection. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, an attorney or a judge or anything like that. I'm not super legal literate. But one thing I do know is that a civil case, right? The lawsuit here, that's a civil case. In a criminal case, typically aren't addressed at the same time. I think these are two very separate scenarios, one in civil court and one in criminal court, at least as far as my understanding goes. So why would the judge be like, oh yeah, well, they're bringing this completely unrelated case against you, the lawsuit, which isn't criminal, and then we have the right? Why would the judge be bringing these two things together? Did you not do even the tiniest bit of research before you made up this trash story? Like, you're caught red-handed right here. It's so unbelievably pathetic. I almost don't even know what to say. So that's it. Everything else beyond this point, completely worthless because you just got caught in a very, very blatant, obvious lie. Who do you think you're fooling? I understand that the vast majority of people that support you probably have an IQ equivalent to goldfish water, but the rest of us, we can help it. We can help ourselves here, and we can help ourselves through some information that makes it very obvious and very clear that you're lying and that you definitely 150% did what you're claiming you didn't do. And the most pathetic and sad and disturbing part of all of it is that you're using it as an opportunity for clout. You use your violent attack on an innocent child as an opportunity to grow your platforms and to expand your audience, because that's what you think you're doing. That's why you made this little cinematic masterpiece, your magnum fucking opus. Wow, I've never seen someone so pathetic in my life. And I watch Wes Watson videos. That tells you everything you need to know. Now, I know some of you, if you made it this far, you're probably curious to how this story ends. And you could probably predict it at this point, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Ben Assholey Idiot tell you himself.
Everything then shifted. And it shifted to here, my daughter, here, my daughter, here, my daughter. So they asked for the daughter to come and speak. And she didn't want to speak. She didn't want to come to court. She didn't want anything to do with it. So the judge realized it was all the parents. And the poor girl, due to the fact that she didn't want to come to court, her parents tossed her to boarding school. Said they don't want to deal with a troubled child. Because she used to like going out, and she used to like dating guys. And I guess later on we found out that she was a troubled child. So this wasn't the first time, but this time they were after big money. Big money. I mean, $50 million. So they tossed her to boarding school. And then I said, let's go to trial. And my lawyer said, listen, if we go to trial, we're going to win. The only thing is that it's going to cost your parents money to go to trial. So the judge gave us an offer. The judge came and said to my lawyer, look, I could remove the $50 million because the lawsuit was on me. It was my parents' house. It was on the homeowner's insurance, and it was on my parents. I wanted that removed more than anything because my father already didn't like me. And when that happened, I felt so bad that then I started to think, well, now I understand why my dad doesn't like me. Because I'm bringing trouble to him. Because I could have just not done the birthday at my house and not let people drink here. I was 18, I should have been responsible. Because I was the only 18-year-old. Although she said she was a freshman in college, I didn't check people's IDs. And at the end of the day, I knew how old my friends were. They were all 16 and 17. And I should have been more responsible. I should have not let anybody drink at my parents' house, and that was on me. So when I spoke to my lawyer, they'll put you in a room right outside the courtroom, and they'll let you guys speak. After he speaks to the judge says, listen, I have a great deal and we can finish all of this. I'll tell them to remove the $50 million lawsuit because what they need is real justice. But I'll also let them know that there wasn't any, and that they're going to lose this case regardless. So how about we do that? We get me, Ben Azoulay, to plead guilty to Code 288, which means or copulation with a minor. If you don't understand what that means is, I'm an 18-year-old, and a girl that is under 18 went down on me. Now, she could have been 17 and 11 months and 25 days, and that's still a copulation with a minor. Anyone that is under the age of 18. Imagine, for my 18th birthday, that was such a horrible gift. But she said, I'll give him that. All of it will be expunged off of his record. He'll spend 30 days in jail to make it seem like it's a lot. And he'll be done with it. So he comes to me and tells me about the deal. And I say, but they will remove the lawsuit, the $50 million lawsuit, off of my parents and everybody? He says, yes. He says, listen, son, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Be sure you're being the hero here. You're saving and protecting your whole family. This will be completely off your record after, and all you'll do is lousy 30 days in jail. Not prison, jail. No one will ever hear of this, and you'll continue your life. And this is where I learned the quote. Sometimes in life, it's better to be the smart one and not the right one. And the smart decision there was to end it.
Ben Azoulay, or if you want to call him King Azoulay, I don't know why you would, does not take responsibility. That's one thing we can learn from this video, is that we need to take responsibility for our actions. If we did something wrong, we should own up to it and not lie about it. But he is trying to blame the parents of this girl. He's trying to blame the parent. He is not pointing fingers at himself, because he is trying to build clout. He's trying to get more followers so he can make more money from them for scamming them on his scam courses, which is crazy. TheCurlKing made a great video today. You should watch the rest of his video. Go back to his channel and finish watching this video. It is TheCurlKing. So you can check out the rest of his videos. He's a great content creator. And just let him know that the Frugal Cyborg sent you. But we should keep being the best versions of ourselves. We should take accountability and not lie to everybody. But only you can control your narrative. But check out the rest of this video. There's going to be a little video at the end of this video. So just check it out.
And again, civil criminal court, they're not intertwined here. The judge would have no ability to do that. These would be two completely separate cases. They are not connected. They're not conjoined. This is so terribly executed. The only thing I will give you props for is you did a damn good job acting like this is your reality. Unless you really are just that delusional and you genuinely believe it, good job on the acting.